The thing I really liked is that we did practice, and then Petra explained a little bit of some theory afterwards, and she gave us some tips or hints so how we could explore some grammar points or how we could continue the exercise. So I like that point very much. For instance, when the first game we played in the circle, I think that was really nice by giving a name with an action. And it makes us see that we don't only have our brain to function, but we can include an action with it. And I think that this is sometimes forgotten by people. And I think it's a nice way of learning different things because it's very useful for teachers or trainers, but I think it's very useful for students and pupils as well, because you can see as an actor that, okay, I can't remember the name just by itself, but if I put an action with it, I do. And I think it's very for your proper confidence and for your proper development. It can be very interesting as well. I think you can even go further with it, of course, if you make people really think of it. Just asking them, so how do you remember? How do you remember things?
5, 4, 3.
You can adapt many of the things like the animal game as well when we switched places. I think this can be very interesting for shy people as well, because, well, you don't really have to, you get into action when you are asked, but I think it can be adapted to everyone. So I like that very much. I think all the games she proposed were really open games, and this is what I appreciated. She always gave us some openings. So yes, so I really appreciate it. It's not you have to do it like this or you have to do it like that. You can try this, you can try that, and go further on or focus on this or that.
Okay, now let's add a sound. Okay, a sound. So mine's going to be whoosh, whoosh, and
For my classes, all the games, all the activities we did were appropriated. It's not a problem at all.
Hello, Clement.
Hello.
And then you ask, what is your name? You can ask Melissa.
what is your name? My name is Melissa.
I will adapt all the games we have. I think um, I will try. I will try to play them for sure.
And what color is it?
It's orange and yellow.
Orange or yellow? Perfect. Actually, we want orange or yellow. Yeah. Yellow, probably this one. Yellow sun. And what color is this? Jules?
Certainly, there are some things that you could perhaps very easily adapt to a screen. You know, you could still do the drawing around your hand or your foot and
Yes.
and show it to everybody.
Go!
There's been a terrible accident.
Yellow!
I also really appreciated actually I suppose the initial activities of just saying simple things, standing up, giving your name, giving a number, that kind of technique to show that you can include people and help them break the ice by doing something very simple. It wasn't just a big plunge into something more complex and more of a challenge for people to actually stand up and say, "Oh, I've got to do this now. I haven't got the choice."
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Very good. Now let's go around in the circle one by one. You're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and Clement will be 8.
I have concerns about really using examples of fruit and vegetables and zoo animals, for example, with a group of people of a certain age. But I think as well, one thing that came out was another member of the another participant on the workshop explained how he had, he'd gone through a certain level of embarrassment and sort of almost blood, sweat and tears to get this activity done, to sort of get the students up, to get it done. He'd sort of almost, made a fool of himself to launch it and eventually to have the pleasure of seeing it work. So that inspires me actually to think I can do certain things, perhaps in small measures to begin with. I do see this range of activities as sort of like again little vitamin pills, to just take alongside more traditional activities in the classroom.
I'm number 7. I'm number 8. I'm number 9.
Brilliant for starting lessons or just to wind up, just to sort of change the energy in the classroom and change the flow. So I think I'm going to give it a go. I think even some of the activities that we did that I would have had doubts about, I will plunge in there and see what happens, to almost tap into that kind of positive spirit and energy. So take advantage of that. If students, they've not been coming to lessons week in, week out, it'll be something new for them. The novelty factor will perhaps be there to be back in the classroom. And why not do something a bit more, get up out of your seat and move around.
I really like the exercise that where the children collaborated on the hands and feet exercise, because that really is like the perfect exercise where you can incorporate the language skills and also their collaborative skills together in a really fun and interactive way. And it's actually, of course, for English learning, I thought that it was just like perfect. I really enjoyed that, and that is an exercise that I will continue to do with all my new groups, for them to get to know each other, and also for them to get an understanding of how you structure sentences, in the present, past, and future.
Yes! Very good.
I thought that the children were very accepting, or they really kind of enjoyed your presence. The new energy that you guys brought in was very nice. I didn't really know what to expect, to tell you the truth. Didn't know what you were going to come with, or how the kids, how they were going to react to it. But I think, it was really positive for all of us.
You're going to work 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, and you can just help.
Maybe because we were only 2 in the team, just 2 to do the collaborative part, and maybe if we were like 3 or 4, there would be more. It would be more dynamic. The activity about the food, I really like it, but I'm wondering if I will do the last part, the part where you're miming, because the one you do it on your own, you write your own sentences, and the second part where you put all your sentences together with your classmates. It's very interesting, and I will definitely do that. But the last part, miming, making a small scene, I don't know if the students will be enthusiastic, if they will be willing to do that. But I would definitely give a try for this one, for the foot. Because I think it's a great exercise for maybe a more advanced beginner level or intermediate level,
because you can use more vocabulary, you can make sentences quite quite complex sentences. So this is I also like this very much. And my suggestions, I think for me, doing the activities it was great, but I wish we could have a break after each activity, so we can sit down and take notes and ask questions. Exchange after each activity. Voila, it was a lovely training. I really enjoyed it, and I will definitely use some of your activities for my future teaching, hopefully in Qatar. I think all the activities might be useful for me and for my students, like for French or for Chinese, for children or for adults. I will really start thinking about it. But the way the training was made was one activity after one hour.
Yes, yes.
So this is why I ask at the end if we can have the video, because
Yes, yeah.
I would need this
You're
to
right. Yeah,
really
to remember.
yeah, to
Yeah.
remember. But I really think all the activities were very useful. All the activities were very interesting, and I think at some point I will use every one of them.
Fantastic.
And suggestions, yes, I think it would be for me. It would I would have preferred, after each activity, we just take maybe 5 to 10 minutes. Maybe Petra can give us some guidance, like or talk about a few principles of drama techniques in language teaching. Like, because I wrote like memory is more powerful when you're moving. That's a big principle, and after the circle activity will be, I remember, I mean, I took note, but not after each activity. Some activities, I think there's like one part was you do it on your own, and then was a second part, or it's more collaborative. And then there's a third part where you really use your body, or you create a scene.
It's a big concept of remembering with movement and then remembering with the visual. A lot of the activities were moving and articulating and speaking, but there were at least two activities with the foot and the picture of the moon and the poem, where there's something literally you can take home. You've got an image, you've got text, and you can keep it like a souvenir. And I said with another teacher, what's interesting is that again, depending on the ages of the participants, a lot of school children do that. They do something and the picture, it goes up in the classroom, or they take the picture home to their parents. With students with our age, with masters, we probably don't expect them to take a picture home to put it on their wall.
I also like the
Yeah.
zoo.
Yes.
The zoo activity was really fun.
I loved how it was, how it was creative. It made the activities that Petra proposed. I thought they were really beautiful. The writing the poet. I mean, that sort of appeals to my creative side. But the writing, linking beautiful sentences together to make a poem, or having an image and just brainstorming very beautiful vocabulary to describe that. So that aspect really appealed to me.
Beautiful. Confident.
I loved for example, in the foot exercise, I loved the way it was, really pushing particular structures, but without being sort of overbearing about it. It was quite a light approach. You could do it with anything. We could have done it with conditionals or anything. And the other thing that I love about those types of activities, for example, the one where we did the opposite, arms out. I love the way that's not particularly difficult vocabulary, but I love the way it stretches your brain in a different direction. The name activity where we did the movement, I think that could probably be a bit dicey, getting these 20-year-olds to kind of shimmy up and down. Even for me, that was a bit confronting. So I think you'd have to pick and choose depending on your, the public that you're teaching to. I absolutely loved it. And like I said to her, I would love to do like a week long, 3 hours in the morning, 3 hours in the afternoon, where she's doing exactly that, literally leading us through an activity so we experience what it's like, and then gives us the breakdown of, what the pedagogical objectives are and things like that. I think that would be a fantastic week to have.
Do you like a penguin?
From my TEFL course, from many moons ago, we didn't do anything like that as part of that TEFL procedure. We did actually have a lot of very interesting, resource creation.
The thing is, you just never know who you're going to be teaching,
Yeah.
and you never know when those activities. So it's always better, I think, to have, even if there might be 10 things that you don't use, but there might be 3 things that you just absolutely fall in love with and that you use again and again. So it's always better to have too much information than not enough. That's my experience as an English teacher.
I really appreciate the fact that we were different nationalities. So it was really rich about sharing our experiences. She's really creative, and she's giving us a lots of tips coming from her different experiences as a drama teacher, as a professor, as English teacher. So it was really, really rich, really creative. She gave us always the link to use the drama techniques to teach foreign languages. So it was really nice.
Frogs. Not me. Not you, so you're going to do a
I really like the activities with the feet.
Yeah.
I really like it because it was talking about your past experience. So what did you do? What makes you different from the other one? Or maybe the same.
happy face.
It gives us some links and interaction much more than the exercise as itself.
Yeah.
So I really like it.
Yeah.
It's about what you have done, what you can do. So you can use models, you can use the past tense, the future tense. So it was really interesting. I will use it. Yes, it was really nice. I really definitely will use it.
Number 3.
We were really appreciating all the exercise and application, and also the moment when Petra gave us some information, more theoretical information around the table. So we like it also to take what everything from Petra, and also to share our experiences. It was really nice
Fantastic.
to have a mix.
Yeah, it's been great. It's been it's been a very positive week, I would say. I was looking forward to learning some different games in general. That's something we're always looking to to add to our toolbox. And input from other people. I've been definitely doing the I am number 1, going around the room every morning, and I will definitely use. I enjoyed the game that we did on Tuesday of getting into small groups, because next year we're definitely going to redo the parts of the body, and I enjoyed having to get into groups with 3 shoulders or 5 thumbs or whatever. I thought that was a really good way of teaching.
Cloudy. Yeah, and this? Rainy. Go on safari. Yeah. Okay. Are we ready?
Definitely just try to use drama or as a way of teaching and learning. Yeah, I think it has confirmed to me that it is a useful tool. I've just enjoyed the whole experience. I think that drama is not something that French children, your average French child, has a lot of experience with. I mean, obviously there are lots of theatre groups, but you have to actively choose, seek and choose to join one. It is not something that, in my experience, is part of the school curriculum. That is something that is lacking in French school in general. Being able to use what we've learnt this week in our situation, it will be of a bonus to French children in general where they do not have theatre as part of the curriculum.
Okay.